It is 7:21 and it's time now for another story from the BBC's We Were There collection of interviews with veterans of the Second World War.
And this morning we're going to hear from Harry Waddingham, who was only 16 when he joined the Royal Navy. That was in 1932.
He's now 106, but as you will see, his memories of the war and his part in it remain incredibly vivid. Robert Hall went to meet him.
At St Peter's Church in Bexhill-on-Sea, a moment to celebrate a special occasion and a special member of this congregation. Harry Waddingham, in his 107th year, was barely out of his teens when he joined up. He's a Navy man through and through, with stories of sea battles, comradeship and good fortune. Like the day off the beaches of Dunkirk, when his ship was destroyed in a sudden attack.
Really, you never slept, and my memory of those days was of constant tiredness, hardly able to stand on one's feet and take the roll of the ship. And wherever I stood, I used to hold on to a locker handle or something and then almost nod off. It was a torpedo from a German E-boat. Suddenly there was a bang and the ship went into a V and went down. Those who were on the outer parts of the upper deck must have been catapulted into the air and dropped in the sea. And others still with it.
And of course the ship was packed, wasn't it?
Soldiers, 600 soldiers, plus a crew of about 200. And only those on the upper deck who were thrown up survived.
Harry was transferred to HMS Mendip, patrolling the east coast, and once again faced frequent air and sea battles.
The Hunt-class destroyers were generally only 900 tons, which in ship terms is very small, but they were overgunned for their size. That's why they were a bit top-heavy always. Pandemonium. Action stations really was, and the scamper of feet and you're expected to be all positions ready in 2 to 3 minutes. Now, if you're going from the aftermast deck to somewhere else, it's a long way to go. I had a balaclava, then I had a leather motorcycle helmet, and then I had another balaclava with holes cut out for the eyes, and I wore that back to front, which kept me reasonably warm. At the four corners around the gun turret, which is constantly swivelling from left to right according to where they're firing, there are 4 flat hatches spring-loaded. Your job is to grasp this oil-covered projectile and pull the whole projectile with a brass cartridge attached out from the deck. When the gun fires, it ejects this brass cartridge quite rapidly, enough if it hits you to knock you over. So you have to keep out of the way of ejected brass cartridges and at the same time keep groping around below foot level to pull out another cartridge. Your hands are cold, you can't wear gloves because they'll be caught in the mechanism of the gun.
Harry's memory for detail fascinates everyone who hears his experiences. Among them, his wife Colette, who spent her war as a child in occupied Paris.
I'm extremely proud of what he went through and what he did. I've heard the story so many times I could almost, recount some of them. What all of them went through, we wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for them. I love him for what he is and what he went through.
I spent my 25th birthday in a destroyer's mess deck when everybody offers you his rum. And my shipmate, particular shipmate, said, "Make the most of your 25th, Harry, because the way this is going, you may not see your 26th." And I remember that.
80 birthdays on from that day, Harry Waddingham's pride in a duty well done still shines as brightly as the medals on his chest. Robert Hall, BBC News, East Sussex.
What an incredible man.
106.
Yes.
Remarkable, remarkable.